After the Titanomachy ended, and the Titans were confined within Tartarus, the victorious gods began organizing the structure of their rule. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades determined that control of the cosmos would be divided among them through the casting of lots, so that authority would be assigned by chance rather than dispute. Zeus received the sky and the position of central authority among the Olympian gods. Poseidon received control of the seas and waters of the world, and Hades received the underworld, the domain beneath the earth where the spirits of the dead would reside. Hades traveled to this domain and established systems to regulate the arrival and placement of souls, creating an organized structure that included regions such as the Asphodel Menos for ordinary souls, Elysium for individuals judged to have lived exceptional lives, and Tartarus for beings judged to have committed severe offenses. Through this assignment, Hades became the permanent ruler of the underworld, forming one of the three primary authorities governing the structure of the Greek mythological universe. Within the underworld, Hades established a system that ensured the movement of souls followed defined procedures, creating a stable order that functioned independently from the surface world. Newly deceased souls were transported by the ferryman Charon across the river Styx after receiving a coin placed with the body during burial rites, and after crossing, they were directed toward the judges Minos, Rhadamanthus, and Aeacus, who determined the appropriate destination for each soul. The entrance to the realm was guarded by Cerberus, a multi-headed hound whose function was to prevent souls from leaving once they had entered the domain, thereby maintaining separation between the living and the dead. Hades oversaw these processes from his seat of authority, ensuring that the placement of souls remained consistent with the established rules governing the underworld. Through this structure, the realm operated as a regulated system rather than a chaotic environment, reinforcing Hades' position as the administrator and ruler of the domain beneath the earth. In the early stages of the cosmos described in Greek mythology, the structure of the universe was controlled by the Titans, a generation of powerful beings who ruled before the Olympian gods. Among them was Cronus, a Titan who had taken authority after overthrowing his father Uranus. Cronus gained control through force and strategy, establishing a period in which the Titans governed the heavens, the earth, and the surrounding cosmic forces. After taking power, Cronus ruled alongside Rhea, who became his partner and queen. Their union produced several children who would later become known as the first generation of Olympian gods. One of these children was Hades. His birth occurred during a time when Cronus maintained control of the cosmos, but remained aware of a prophecy that predicted a future shift in power. According to this prophecy, one of Cronus's own children would eventually overthrow him in the same way Cronus had overthrown Uranus. In response to this prediction, Cronus developed a method intended to prevent the prophecy from taking place. Each time Rhea gave birth to a child, Cronus swallowed the newborn immediately. This action was meant to ensure that none of his children could grow strong enough to challenge his authority. Hades was among the first of these children. After his birth, he was taken by Cronus and swallowed in the same manner as the others who came before and after him. Within Cronus's body, Hades remained alive but inactive, existing alongside his siblings who had already been consumed. These siblings included Hestia, Demeter, and Hera, and later Poseidon. The children remained contained and unable to influence the world outside. During this time, the Titans continued ruling the cosmos without opposition from a younger generation of gods. Rhea, however, did not accept the continued loss of her children. When she became pregnant again, she formed a plan to protect the next child from Cronus. With the assistance of Gaia, the primordial figure associated with the earth, Rhea arranged for the newborn to be hidden immediately after birth. This child was Zeus. Instead of giving Cronus the infant Zeus, Rhea presented him with a stone wrapped in cloth. Cronus swallowed the stone, believing it to be the newborn child, while Zeus was secretly taken away to grow in hiding. Zeus was raised in secrecy on the island of Crete. During this period, he developed strength and knowledge of the cosmic order. Various figures were involved in protecting him and supporting his development. As Zeus matured, he became aware of the circumstances surrounding his siblings and the prophecy involving Cronus. The existence of his swallowed siblings meant that the earlier children of Cronus, including Hades, still existed but remained trapped within their father. Zeus began preparing for a confrontation that would allow him to challenge Cronus and free the other gods. This preparation involved alliances and strategic planning. One important step involved obtaining a substance capable of forcing Cronus to release the children he had swallowed. With assistance from Metis, Zeus acquired a potion that would induce this reaction. Zeus approached Cronus and eventually administered the potion in a way that caused Cronus to expel what he had swallowed. As a result, the children emerged from Cronus in reverse order of their consumption. Poseidon appeared first, followed by Hades and the others who had been swallowed earlier. Although they had been confined within Cronus, the gods were fully formed and capable of acting independently once released. Their emergence marked the first moment in which the children of Cronus existed freely in the world. This event also created a new balance of power among divine beings. Zeus, Hades, Poseidon, and their sisters now stood together as a unified group that had reason to oppose the rule of the Titans. The release of Hades therefore represented more than a simple act of escape. It marked the beginning of a new generation of gods entering the cosmic stage. At this point, Hades existed alongside his siblings as one of the central figures of this younger generation. After their release, the siblings began organizing resistance against the Titans. Zeus assumed a leading role in planning the challenge to Cronus, but the effort required cooperation among all the freed gods. Hades was included in this group and participated in the preparations for a large-scale conflict that would determine control of the cosmos. The Titans still possessed extensive power and numerous allies, so a direct confrontation required additional support. The new generation of gods sought allies among other powerful beings who had been imprisoned by the Titans. These preparations marked the beginning of a transition from Titan rule to a potential new order governed by the Olympian generation. For Hades, this period represented the start of his movement from confinement toward participation in a conflict that would reshape the structure of divine authority. The events that followed would eventually lead to a prolonged war between the Titans and the younger gods. This war would later be known as the Titanomachy. During this conflict, Hades would take on an active role alongside Zeus and Poseidon as they attempted to overthrow Cronus and establish a new system of rule. The emergence of Hades from Cronus therefore serves as the initial stage of his presence in Greek mythology. His early existence began with confinement inside Cronus, followed by release through the actions of Zeus, and then participation in the preparations for the war that would determine the next ruling order of the cosmos. These developments set the foundation for Hades' later position as one of the three principal rulers among the Olympian gods.